Okay, we are going to first talk about proportional and non-proportional relationships when it's a graph. Okay, um, so looking at this graph, we need to decide if this is proportional or not. Okay, remember with a graph, if it goes through the origin or if it crosses 0, 0, then it is proportional. Okay, so if you look at this line, it crosses up here, does not cross at 0, 0. It actually crosses at positive 7. Okay, so this is going to be non-proportional. Okay, what makes it non-proportional is that it does not cross through the origin. Okay, has nothing to do with the slope, has nothing to do with the direction of the line. Okay, so let's look at our answer choices. This is which statement is true. Okay, this one says it's non-proportional, so it could be that one. This one says it's non-proportional. Okay, this one says it's proportional. No. Proportional. No. Okay, so let's look at the reasoning. The first one, letter A, says it's non-proportional because the graph has a negative slope. Remember, it has nothing to do with the slope. Okay, so it's not A. Letter B says the graph shows a non-proportional relationship because the graph does not contain or it does not go through the origin. So letter B. Guys, all it is to determine if it's proportional or not is one, it has to be linear, so it has to be a line. And then you're looking to see if it goes to the origin or not. Okay? Let's look at the second one. Okay, which graph appears to show a proportional relationship? Remember, for it to be proportional, it has to go through what? It has to go through the origin. Okay, so let's look at letter F. Okay, this line crosses through the origin. Okay, so this one could be proportional. This one, we're looking at the y-axis. This one crosses right here at positive 3. Does not cross to the origin, so this is non-proportional. This one is a vertical line. Does not go through the origin, so that's non-proportional. This one here, again, doesn't cross or doesn't touch the origin. So this is non-proportional. So the only one that does cross through the origin, through 0, 0, is the first one, letter F. Okay? Let's look at this one. They want to know which table shows the relationship between the total cost of books and the number of sets of books the teacher bought. Okay, so it says the teacher bought sets of books at a cost of $17.95 per set. The teacher also paid a one-time shipping fee. Okay, so if she pays $17.95 per set, thinking back to yesterday, when we talked about slope, what letter does that represent? Okay, this represents M. Keyword right there is per. Okay, it all depends on how many sets she buys, but it's $17.95 per set. So that's the slope, that's M. The teacher also paid a one-time shipping fee. So she's only paying that once. So this is letter B. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put each one of these tables into Desmos, and we're going to see which one gives us this for M and that gives us this for B. Okay, so remember, you're going to come up here to this plus sign. You're going to go to table. So I am going to list all of these numbers under X1. So I have 16, 20, 24, and 28. Under Y1, I'm going to match up carefully. I'm going to type in these numbers. So I have 369.90, oops, 0.95. And then I have 457.95, 545.95, and then I have 633.95. Okay. Then I'm going to come down here on line 2. And what I'm going to type in is Y1. And guys, y'all have got to have this memorized. Okay. Y1 squiggly MX1 plus B. Okay. They give us $22 for M and they give us $17.95 for B. Yes, they're the same numbers, but this is supposed to be M and this is supposed to be B. So it's not this one. Okay. Now, usually I like for you to start over. But if you notice, all of the X values are the same. So all I want you to do is we're just going to go in and we're going to change each Y value. Okay. So this one, we're going to put in 682.10, then 753.90, 825, whoops, 825.70, and 897.50. Okay. We don't have to retype this. It's good. So for M, we get 1795. So that's right. But for B, we get 394.9. Okay. So it's not this one. Let's just double check. Those are all the same X values. So we're good. So we're just going to change the Y values. Okay. So I'm going to highlight that and I'm going to retype 746.90, 834.90, 922.90, and 1010.90. Okay. So for M, I get 22. Well, that's not what I'm supposed to get. Neither one of those numbers are right. So it's not this one. Now, guys, I know this has been a lot of work. Just because it hasn't worked for those three, we're not just going to pick this. Okay. We're going to actually put it in. So I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to put 309.20, 381.00, 452.80, and 524.60. Okay, so my M is $17.95, so that checks out. My B is $22, so it looks like this is the one that works. Okay, let's look at this one here. Okay, so I'm going to X these out because you want to start over. It says the teacher bought markers at a cost of $3 per set, per being the key word. The teacher had a $2 off coupon to use towards the total cost. Which table shows a relationship between X, the number of sets of markers bought by the teacher, and Y, the total cost? Okay, so again, we're going to put these in Desmos, but we've got to figure out which one is which. Okay, so $3 per set, per, that's our slope, that's our M. $2 off. We need to ask ourselves, how many times do we get to use the coupon? Well, we only get to use it once. And if it's $2 off, what does it make that number? Okay, that means it's going to be a -2, and that's going to be our B. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put this in as a table in Desmos. So under X1, I'm going to put 3, 9, 12, and 24. Then under Y1, I'm going to carefully type these. I have 7, 25, 34, and 70. Then I'm going to put Y1 squiggly, MX1 plus B. And for M, I get 3, and B, I get -2. Okay, so right now this one checks, but guys, we're not just going to mark A and be done. We're going to try the rest of them. Okay, I'm just going to look. These have the same X value, so I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to change my Y values. So I'm going to highlight this. Okay, I'm going to put in 11, 29, 38, and 74. My M is 3. Yep. My B is 2. Okay. But remember, $2 off means it's going to be a -2. So because this is a +2 for B, it's not going to be this one. Okay. I'm going to put in this one. If you notice, my X values are different. So I'm going to go ahead and just start over from scratch. So in my table, I'm going to put 9, 12, 15, and 24. Under Y1, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, and 6. On line 2, I'm going to put Y1 squiggly, MX1 plus B. And for M, I get 0.333, and B is -2. My B is correct, but my slope is not. So it's not this one. Now, if you notice, my X values are the same, so I'm not going to retype those. I'm just going to retype my Y's. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to put in 5, 6, 7, and 10. My M is the same thing, 0.33333. No, B is +2, so it's not this one. So the only one that works is letter A.